you know?
Toad and AK were both really, really solid in their winners semi sets. I will say that right now. AK and Toad are both players who know how to punish bad habits. They are players who will break you down and break down your playstyle piece by piece, bit by bit. They're both incredibly solid at neutral, and I'm really excited to see how they interact with each other going throughout the set.
So here's a little fun fact, at least for those of you who are watching at home. So far in this tournament, Animal Kingdom has lost 1 game. Toad has dropped 0 games.
Solid.
So one of these players is going to drop, you know, some number of games at least to finish off the set. But both players have been just pretty much absolutely dominant in this entire bracket.
Wait, who did AK drop a game to then?
AK dropped the game to Hereta.
Okay, okay.
Beautiful roll read though from the ledge.
Yeah, AK's reads have been really on so far today. I mean, the guy's just been on a tear throughout Chicago in this season so far, and you can really see it going into full effect.
I mean, we saw just last set that, you know, at least probably Chicago's other premier Incineroar, Vedmarker 25, also going on a very impressive run. And well, I think it's weird that we have 2 Incineroars in top 8 overall. But
Yeah.
I think that especially like there's like almost like this air around Animal Kingdom. Like as soon as he signed up, there's almost boss music playing.
He already won an Arcadian.
Because he can be so terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, he already won a Midwest Arcadian before this one. Like, it was pre-quarantine, so I guess he wasn't technically disqualified from entering. But the guy understands how to play at this level. The dude has mastered it.
Very nice to punish on the revenge. So even though AK got it, Toad was able to just get the harder punish off.
Yeah, that's something about revenge that you just like. The counter part of it is you have to still win neutral in order to get the full effect of it. And like against Toad, his spacing is immaculate. His neutral game, his movement, it's just all so really good.
Very true. You see him trying to keep these turns. He's trying to push AK away. Nice bait though with the revenge.
But he just understands like when AK's in disadvantage, you only have like a couple things you can do. So the best thing to do is just kind of wait for the option, punish accordingly.
But it feels like these hits from AK are just doing so much for him. He's just getting so much more reward just for these singular hits as opposed to Toad getting these small little dinky hits here and there.
Yeah, he's a heavy. He's got that part of him.
That's true. That's true.
One thing AK, I mean, yeah, I was just about to say, like, he needs to get these grabs in a lot more. And not only command grabs, but just, like, normal grabs as well, right? Like, Incin's Z grabs are just strong. He's got back air, he's got back throw, sorry. Back throw, up throw, throws that'll kill really significantly early compared to other characters' throws.
Nice smack with that crown as Toad is trying to get the stock off. Dash attack not quite going to do it. Great DI coming out from AK, DIing down to just get right back into the fight of things.
He's trying to be so careful in neutral here, right? Like on the ledge trapping, if you make one wrong option versus Incineroar, especially if Incineroar just jumps and does that side B, I was just about to say.
Not quite going to kill off the top, but maybe another one even off the top is going to kill. But back,
That
up throw?
will, yeah, up throw. That's solid. If Incineroar already had 2 kill throws, let's buff one of his other ones.
Of course, yeah. He needs to be able to kill from anywhere on the stage, not just from the side.
Not just the side. Let him kill center stage early. Why not?
Manages to get that shield just in time as Toad retaliates with another fair.
Solid jump read.
Relatively even game so far.
One thing AK needs here is just like a lot of momentum. And like what he isn't gonna get here is like a revenge. Like Toad has just been really smart around dealing with this revenge.
Yeah,
and
it feels
Toad,
like
Toad isn't getting like the early combos. Sorry, I'm just throwing on sentence. Toad isn't like necessarily getting these huge early combos that most Peaches have been getting throughout, like, or at least Toad has been getting throughout this tournament so far. And AK just needs a sizable lead here.
I was going to say, though, that it doesn't feel like Animal Kingdom is getting a lot of these revenges. He hasn't been able to both get them or capitalize on them when he does get them. And I will say as well that this movement from Toad is being so tricky. These flow cancels, just right outside of where Animal Kingdom is, like, sphere of effect.
Yeah, like the spacing is just so good. Like Peach as a character is annoying to fight against a neutral. And if you're a character as slow as Incineroar, like how are you supposed to deal with that like flow cancel back air? You just can't. It's
that back air is just such a big threat, such a good effect, and a fair. And that's the first game that Toad has lost today.
Even all around though, like I said going into the set, like this is just gonna be a battle of who can break each other down a little bit better. And AK was able to just get a solid kill confirm at ledge. Like it was just even up until that exact point. Like you didn't see any cheesy Incineroar things. You didn't see any huge Peach combos. It was just tooth and nail the whole time.
Like, I know that, like, maybe the thing that everyone says, like, you know, like, Incineroar isn't considered, like, the best character. But the fact that Animal Kingdom was able to do that without even, like, getting that many revenges, which is a core part of Incineroar's character, is incredible to me.
Yeah, I mean, AK, really good wolf outside of Incineroar. And to have a good wolf, you have to have a really, really solid neutral. And AK's neutral and AK's punish are just really good. He doesn't take Incineroar to like the full effect, like with revenges as like someone like Vidrocker would or something, but like you can see throughout his playstyle that like he's just really good at neutral.
Nice link. Still manages to get the right under that Peach Fair.
So here's an interesting spot for for Animal Kingdom here is that like his disadvantage isn't getting hard punished by Toad, in which like you think Incineroar would get really easily caught out. Like he's throwing a lot of turnips, but it's not necessarily methodical turnip throwing. This is just like,
I mean, I would say that, but he has a stitch right now.
Now he has a stitch, yeah. It's just kind of, he's just placing pressure. It's not like intended to cover a certain option. To me, it just seems like extra pressure right now.
He didn't get the flow cancel in there, so he's not able to get this long combo. But I'm curious to see how much damage Toad can put up before Animal Kingdom possibly take this next stock. That fair is certainly going to help, at least in at this portion.
Toad being really smart here. Like, AK has him at this percent to where just about any move raw is just going to take away this stock. And he wants to find ways to avoid it, but that dash attack there, going to be able to take it away from him. AK going for revenge there. Toad barely missing.
I think maybe the fact that Toad actually missed that fair to begin with. That
was convenient.
It was conveniently timed. I'm not sure if Toad planned it, but he will definitely take it.
I like that there. That was a cute little interaction on that footstool there. He did a footstool float cancel there. I'm a fan of what just happened there.
Both these players again trying to space each other out. They're trying to get this, those big hits. Another fair as well from Toad. If he gets one near the ledge, that might be it for AK's second stock.
Toad just, throughout this game, has done a much better job at spacing around AK's speed. AK is playing a character that is slow in the air. It's going to be slow on the ground. And Toad understands that he might not be as fast, but he still has the better movement.
I like that as well, that double jump from AK. He was expecting that Toad was going to try and maybe catch him by gunning on the ground, which is where Toad was going with the dash attack. AK knew that and immediately tried to avoid that by getting the double jump out. Some risky situations, but kind of paying off exactly what he was expecting Toad to expect.
That forward throw, not going to do it yet.
Not quite. He is still living. Incineroar at 196%.
Toad is, AK here has just been relatively avoiding Toad just as much as Toad has been avoiding AK, right? Like, they are both weaving in and out of each other, just trying not to die. Like, the whole point here is not to get killed by some random option. That fair there, though, just enough mashing on Toad's end to take out that second
Does he have another Stitch?
No, that wasn't Stitch, but it still did a lot of damage.
I thought for a second that was Stitch. I saw it, but no.
The line was deceiving.
Oh.
Nice anti-air there. That up smash is going to kill. That's something AK did really good in winter semis. He has a really good mentality on catching out his opponent's jumps whenever he can.
He does manage to get a revenge. Let's see what Animal Kingdom can do with this revenge. Toad just seems to be capitalizing on this aggression, though.
AK trying to find the perfect situation to use it. 30%, 45, not really enough to make a sizable enough lead. Has him off stage, though. Let's see if AK can get one of these early kills. Back air, still keeping this ledge trapping up. Much
the
better,
ledge.
still already to 79. The AK's ledge trapping looking much better.
Throwing out the Nair instead of maybe the Bear again, just covering more options, but you know, it's gonna do work. No, that was
Oh, misspaced though.
he was trying to catch potentially some sort of like maybe a Bear or something coming up from Animal Kingdom, but Animal Kingdom getting a pretty hard punish. Here come the turnips though, but he still manages to get back. Forward throw, will it take the stock? No.
Oh, still close, trying to throw that turnip down. Misspaced the throw.
And this falling from Toad just is so good, and the Bear to take it.
Yeah, Toad finding that Bear through sheer will. He was just trying to avoid that back throw from AK and evening it up, 1-1.
It's just so terrifying, but you know, Toad was just doing such a good job. He wasn't mindlessly throwing out the Bears. He wasn't mindlessly throwing out the Bears. He's making it, he's changing the alternate timings. He's moving them a little bit, so that way Animal Kingdom can't get these revenges on. Because the one thing he doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to give Incineroar revenge. Incineroar with revenge is just
It's gonna fuck him up. It's really gonna fuck him up if he has Incineroar with revenge.
Yeah, and he'll get the hit in the long run. I mean,
yeah.
The question is like, can you avoid that? Are you gonna run away from him if he has the revenge? Or are you just not gonna give him the revenge in the first place?
I will say Toad is doing a really good job throughout this set at just like, as he said, playing around a lot of Incineroar's cheese on the revenge. Like we saw literally only one significant revenge so far, and it came with a long string of really good ledge trapping and really good punishes on landings. Which I mean, that's just an AK thing, right? AK is just a smart player.
I love that thing that Toad does, where he would run up to the side and he would toss the turnip the other way, turning himself around to get a fair as a linkage.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm a fan of like how he incorporates this turnip play into his advantage there.
Dash attack to try and keep him off, and it just seems that Animal Kingdom hasn't really gotten to like, you know, get any sort of neutral against Toad right now.
Yeah, this might not have been the correct stage pick, because Toad is finding even better ways to weave around him here, and back throw there at 50. AK might be in a good spot here. The forward air. Toad still has his double jump though, able to get back to stage. We'll see what AK does for a ledge trap. The forward tilt at 80, not gonna kill yet.
Not quite, but he has to get back. Can he
no.
go?
Oh!
No, unfortunate air dodge.
Might have expected to have the attack, but he definitely would have made it back with that up special had he not air dodged.
A little unfortunate coming out from Toad, especially since he has such a solid stock, but he will take the stock to follow up. But that first stock coming out from Toad is still, you know, ringing heavy.
Yeah, that's something you didn't really need. He had a very significant lead there, had him above 100. Like you do not want to give Incineroar any rage whatsoever, right? Like Incineroar is a character that you give him rage, you give him revenge, it all comes crashing down.
Oh, he gets another revenge though.
All right, that's what he needs to be doing off of these turnip throws, and that's something AK has not done throughout this set so far. Turnip is free revenge, 3%.
But this revenge runs out though as he tries to get back in.
AK finding his way in slowly and surely. You can see he's doing a little bit of messing around with his movement. A couple of short hops, a couple of empty hops there. He's finding ways in without overcommitting. The forward smash puts him in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah, hitting him with the golf club, probably the weakest one of them, but the one with the most range.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure if that was any other implement, it would have taken the stock.
Yeah, I will say though, the golf club, again, the whole spacing thing, right? Like, spacing is something that's going to be really important for Toad throughout the set.
You can see both these players respect each other so much, especially being right in the shield, but that fair off the side will be taking another stock for Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, AK has punished that really interesting up special recovery multiple times over. We saw that in the first stock where Toad did that unfortunate air dodge, but right before that, AK is pressuring Toad off stage just enough to force that early up special and then punishing it with that forward air. Right now the Stitch, barely gonna miss.
I also like how AK is like really utilizing the platforms to their full effect. He's realizing that Toad is really trying to play the spacing game. They're really trying to like weave in and around and see like when they can get in. And Animal Kingdom is more than happy to just kind of sit back. He says, look, I know what you're going to try and do, but I'm going to try and just get this damage. But it doesn't matter, as now, you know, we're back to even stocks again.
Yeah. One thing the platforms do offer AK is a little bit of coverage up. And that's something that he does.
Another
the
stitch!
Second stitch so far this game that's within a minute of each other. The float up air misses on the stitch.
He doesn't have a jump.
Losing the jump. Oh, the turnip. Probably did not expect that to hit. Back throw. That's crazy base knockback.
I'm surprised he went for the back throw, but I can definitely see how the stage positioning might be a little bit better. You can get the quick damage, but it seems that Toad just seems really comfortable.
AK's punishes on Toad's bad ledge play has been really good, so I'm not necessarily surprised he went for that back throw at all. We see his punish state really good. His disadvantage though, not as great. Misses that turn up again.
This is a bad place. He's not able to make it back as Toad takes another game.
Toad doing a really good job at putting enough pressure on Animal Kingdom as Animal Kingdom is trying to recover and as Animal Kingdom is trying to land. You know, AK playing Incineroar doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of options at his disposal for both recovery and for landing. Like, they're very straightforward, very flowcharty. And Toad slowly has been taking advantage of that, just as AK has been taking advantage of Toad's bad recovery habits. So again, this is two players battling versus each other, just picking each other apart slowly and surely. And later in the set, it's gonna look a lot different.
Oh, we're gonna see the wolf.
Maybe? Ooh.
I have not seen this in a long time. I was about to say as well, in Chicago, Animal Kingdom recently has only ever lost to 2 players. And Toad might add himself to that list. And especially, like, you know, coming into this Arcadian, a lot of people have said, as soon as Animal Kingdom registered, it was almost 100% he was going to win.
Yeah, that's the guy who's going to win. That's exactly what I thought, too.
Toad is for sure not making that true. He's really giving Animal Kingdom just a run for this money. And Toad wants to get, you know, to win it all, just overall.
Yeah, one thing that Wolf is going to bring to this matchup is, stage control. And that's something that AK didn't necessarily have throughout these other games. He has a lot safer aerials. He's a lot better punishes or options to punish on landing. I mean, he just jumped 60 spots on the tier list, right? Like,
I think as well he can contest Peach a little bit more if she's trying to play that kind of keep away game that Toad has been playing.
Yeah, I mean, like, this laser is just offering so much stage control for him that, like, you're able to run away from Peach. Like, you can play your own keep away game and still contest the same space that Peach can, and even better, forward smash on the shield, safe as it is.
That option, and another laser as well to catch that flow. A little bit of an iffy height as well for Toad.
Yeah, that's something that Toad did that last game. And against Incineroar, you can float right there. You can wait. You can be patient. Against Wolf, you're gonna take 10%.
Not quite gonna get it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, these people! Oh, they're daring each other to spot dodge. They want one of them to spot dodge, but
they don't have that habit. They just don't want to. They're just like, okay, you are going to run into my attack, and this just keeps going back and forth there.
I think the one is going to give it to them as they're still trying to get these stocks off. Relatively high percents. They're trying to look for that killing blow, and the Peach Fair will take it for this first stock against Animal Kingdom Wolf.
All right, see how AK is going to try to take this back now, because we haven't seen any hasty attacks from him other than these forward smashes. The back throw, not going to do it yet. Good DI.
Beautiful grab, though. He's trying to get this stock from Toad. And here comes a potential combo.
And not much out of it. Toad has struggled with that so far. He's just not able to get these confirms in.
And a very nice dash attack out of that sweet spot fair or bear or so. Now it's looking relatively close. It's definitely, I can definitely see at least the benefit of the Wolf at least in this case. It seems like Animal Kingdom has a little bit more movement opportunities and can especially contest Toad. So that he isn't just kind of like, you know, hopping around, floating around, doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, his jumps are better, his grounded movement is better, his range is better. He has a projectile now, and like where AK wasn't necessarily landing a lot of those revenges, his kills were coming off of raw neutral interactions and good ledge traps. And I mean, like, if you have a character with great neutral and great ability to ledge trap like Wolf, you might as well play that character over Incineroar. And it was the right switch, but it's just as even as it was last game.
That it is. The question though is that with the second stock, which of these players is he going to be getting that final hard hit, the one that will actually seal out the stock of this quick? Beautiful Z-draw turn up into the fair, almost going to get another snipe. And another fair, not quite going to take it. Beautiful DI coming out from AnimalKingdom.
Toad is doing such a good job at just like letting AK have his space when Toad messes up. Toad understands that he can't place as much pressure as possible without it all being like safe, you know? But he's got to be really careful on how much pressure he puts on AK before AK just throws out a random up smash or a bear.
But this ledge trapping from Toad is just giving me flashbacks even to the game against Incineroar. It's so tough as he finally finds a dash attack. Ooh, tricky spot, and up smash will end up taking it off the top. Very close in terms of DI at that point, but again, these players have just been so evenly matched. Question though, which one's gonna get that big combo? Which one's gonna get that big damage? This might be it for Toad.
Yeah, just a little bit there. He doesn't want to overextend too hard. He just wants to keep it slow. He's on game point right now. He just wants to play it slow as possible.
Both of these guys are just looking for it. AnimalKingdom possibly looking for some sort of bad DI from Toad, but he is not giving to it. He is DIing away in those fairs. He does not want to meet the Wolf boot. He does not want to see that at all. A little bit of an iffy situation, but he manages to get through. But this stage control from Toad is just being so hard against AnimalKingdom. He can't seem to find a way in.
Solid nair on the jump. That was just a huge string of really good reads onto AK by Toad.
Flow cancel, fair as well. You know, you're not going to get it, but you know, AnimalKingdom is looking for this back air. A sweet spot back air honestly might take it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, both characters are at a pretty high kill percent, right? So it's just gonna be basically the next huge neutral interaction that's gonna be deciding this game. Toad here, just kind of weaving in and out of AK's range. He understands Wolf's threat of danger zone or threat zone.
He's just kind of enacting the same game plan, and it's been doing so well against AnimalKingdom. Not quite gonna connect with the up smash, and Toad will be moving on to winner's side grand finals of the Midwest Arcadian.
Solid stuff by Toad. I mean, that last game was really similar to basically how all those Incineroar games went. And